Now, unfortunately, the Sankranti festival turned awry as a man along with his cattle took part in the race where he wanted to jump on the haystacks that were lit, which is a part of the tradition. Well, during this time, a man caught fire and was burnt and has suffered major burn injuries and has been admitted to a hospital, but is said to be very critical. This incident was reported in Mandya's Chikkaballi. For more on this, I'm being joined in by my colleague Arun Sundaram on the phone line. Arun, could you please elaborate for us as to what this tradition is all about and what was it that this man was attempting to do?
Well, today is Sankranti and it is celebrated with a lot of traditional gaiety and pomp. Now, one of the itinerary in the Sankranti calendar happens to be this crossing of the bonfire. A bonfire is usually lit. It's lit on the outskirts of a village or a open area, and cattle accompanied by their owners leap through this bonfire. It may sound very simple, but it isn't, because the bonfire is quite a blazing ball of fire, literally. Now, in this particular case, as you rightly pointed out, others, this particular person, a person called Ravi, reportedly was accompanying his cattle, and presumably he was holding on to it by the halter, and he was attempting to cross. But look at the intensity of the blaze. Usually this is not the kind of blaze you would use for a bonfire. So when he was attempting to cross the bonfire, it appears he got caught in that blaze and reportedly suffered severe burn injuries. He's been shifted to the government hospital in Mandya. We don't know the extent of burn injuries he suffered, but it only highlights the one fact that enough safety precautions are not being provided. This could have been an avoidable accident if, say for instance, you had fire extinguishers, or you had, say, a complement of the fire brigade manning the place, because that would have ensured that there was no untoward incident which could have taken place. And look at the intensity of the blaze. It does look like that the blaze was literally out of bounds. Now, only a thorough inquiry by a law enforcement agency like the police will establish the fact as to who managed to create such a huge blaze. Typically, the blaze is not so ferocious. It is slightly milder, allowing the cattle to also cross the bonfire easily, because otherwise there are fears that the cattle could be traumatized. And that is what even the cattle owners would like to avoid. But in this particular case, unfortunately enough, it appears that a person called Ravi, we don't know whether he is a cattle owner or he was just one of the accompanys to the cattle which was to cross the bonfire, others.
Many thanks, Arun, for joining us with those details. Well, indeed, Sankranti has turned quite saddening, quite awry for a man right there in Mandya.